Well, we liked the crudity of the film, the kind of roughness of the film. It's a low-budget movie made with almost like a group of friends, like a collective. So they felt there was some parallels with us, I suppose. The story of making the film and the story of how you make theatre felt quite interesting. We were very interested in the politics of the late 60s, and it was one of those films that really was very pessimistic about America, and I think we all feel a bit pessimistic about America at the moment. But also the genre was interesting. We liked the story of it as well. The kind of idea of this almost like a nuclear family or a group of people that are forced into sort of circumstances that really challenge them and show them really at their worst, I suppose. It's quite slow. It's quite painstaking. I think what happens with our shows is we often meet problems quite early on, and then we solve them, and it's quite difficult. Everyone's coming at slightly different angles, but slowly it emerges the solution to those major problems, and then it speeds up. Once we sort of work out what the rules and the parameters that we're doing and how we can make it, then things tend to work quite quickly after that. Everyone realizes what they can do and what they can't do. No, I think it is unique because in other shows, when you've written them, or because Pete and I often write them and direct them together, then you can write your way out of the problem. You can't here because the film is. So what you know is what we're doing with the show is that the film is the film, and then we recreate the film shot for shot. So you can't write yourself out of the problem of what you have to recreate, and that presents a number of challenges. One of them being, well, sustaining it for an hour and a half, and what new tricks, what new elements you bring into it. That's going to be one of the main challenges, and whether sometimes whether you can actually do the reproduction itself. I think for this project, I think it will be when sustained sections are somehow realised, and then you can sort of feel the rhythm of the theatre space and the rhythm of the film sometimes working against each other in a weird sort of way, in tension, and then sometimes coming together. I imagine when they come together, and I kind of know what we're going to do. I think we're going to bring the film within the space much more. I think it'll become really quite overpowering, and that'll be really interesting. With theatre, I've always been a big fan, and I wrote a book about the Worcester Group, New York company. I think they're amazing, still amazing. So I've always liked Italian cinema or French cinema, so that world has been very important to me, I suppose. But I'm pretty much, there's very little cinema that won't engage me. It's got to be really, really bad to not somehow seduce me. So it's the form that I think I enjoy the most.